Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. In this one we are looking at both NIO and XPeng stock. I think it's nice to see that both these companies are finally on the increase. We've got two Chinese electric car stocks, and tonight we're going to be looking at a lot of the things which we have to talk about regarding these stocks. Now don't get me wrong, some of the information which I am going to share, yes, you'll have probably heard it in other sources before, but don't get me wrong again, it does not hurt to have a different interpretation and somebody else's view on that stock. So of course that's why we're doing this update right now. I'm going to be giving you my view and all that kind of good stuff. So of course, if it does sound like a good plan, please do leave a like and subscribe. You guys already know we're now trying to get to 3,000 on the road to 100k. Very long way to go, but with your help, you know what, we are smashing past each one of those goals very, very quickly. Of course, if you do want to come and join us on Discord, the link will be down in the description. Loads of you guys have come over recently, and I do appreciate it, and I think it's becoming a really nice place to talk about stocks. So yeah, feel free to come and join us over there. Right, so just before we do actually enter the video, a few things which I do need to note. First thing is, of course, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that I'm going to say in this video is financial advice. See it more as entertainment than advice. Of course, the second thing to note is whatever I am about to say is just my opinion. There's no, 100% guarantee that it's going to be true in the future, but it's just going off what I do believe may happen with these companies. So yeah, let's jump straight into this. We're going to start off with XPeng, because as I do remember, XPeng stock was the one valued at a much higher price, and people were saying that this is the next Tesla and whatnot. And you know what, I was kind of with them on that one. And I still kind of am with them on that one, but I do think after all of the news which we have had recently, it's kind of changed a bit, as rules and regulations regarding sales of these vehicles can potentially change in the future. And of course, the stock being delisted, same goes for NIO, by the way, the stock potentially being delisted is potentially a big deal, but there's also reasons why it might not be. So what we're going to do first is we're going to have a quick analysis, and then we're going to have a look at what I think with the delisting of both of the stocks and where I think we are going to go with both of them from there. So we're going to start off by analysing XPeng. So if we do have a look out to the 6-month chart to give you guys some context. So XPeng actually went public this year. It was, it was a much anticipated IPO. We did not see too much from the company until about November. I do remember this one coming on the market. I did not see much move, but you know what? From that first initial move in early November period, we did actually see a huge pickup from that point. The stock price rocketed and rocketed and rocketed to near enough $100. From highs, I believe we were on about $70, maybe even $80. It looked like we were going past 100 and to the moon. It really did look like this was the next potential Tesla, but obviously with a potential delisting, or at least the planned delisting of this in the future, people became a bit apprehensive, and obviously the share price did take a nosedive from that point. Looking at this on the 1-month chart, we can see a lot of that nosedive still in this graph, but if we do have a look from the 11th of December, we can see a small increase up to the 15th, where it does look like there's some potential for the stock to come back. However, in more recent days, on the 16th, which is obviously today, we have seen a negative day for the stock. Right, let's move over to having a quick look at NIO. So when we do have a quick look at NIO, we're actually positive for the day, which is a good thing to see. It's a potentially great thing to see. If we do have a quick look out to the 5-day, we can see we are relatively flat, to be honest. If we get a percentage figure on that, we are still in the green, but we're up by about 5%. So obviously not too big of an increase. We saw dips in the week, we saw peaks in the week, but overall we leveled out about $45 towards this Wednesday, which is obviously the time of filming. So not bad at all. It's nice to see this one back in the green on the 5-day period. But when we do look out to the 1 month, obviously for the same reasons as XPeng with a potential delisting, we are looking at the red. So obviously NIO has been quite volatile, as people have been hearing a lot of great things about NIO prior to this, and of course even during this people are optimistic, and I think that's one of the reasons why NIO stock has kind of done a bit better than XPeng stock. People generally speaking have a lot more faith in NIO, and obviously for reasons which I'm about to talk about, they could be right, but obviously it's just your opinion and it's up to you to decide. So yeah, out to the 6-month chart, we do have a similar story to XPeng in the sense that hype was building around this company for a very long time. When we go back out to around Monday the 29th of June, we can see we're on only $7 for the stock. We hit highs back in November. These highs took us to about $50, and it looked once again like this one was just going higher and higher and higher. Main catalyst for NIO was the fact that they had increase in revenue figures, increase in sales figures month on month on month. People were very optimistic about this stock as well. But obviously, given an overview of the two, the main reason why they have both dropped is a potential delisting of these companies in the future. So now I'm going to be giving my view on what I think will happen with this delisting. So obviously when it comes to delisting, we've got to think about the time period and when this is going to happen. Now, many people are saying that this is going to be in 1 to 2 years, as a stock cannot necessarily just get bumped off the market like that. And of course, this time period does potentially give both of the companies to work something out of how they can officially stay on the stock market. And of course, a lot of people are betting that that is going to be the case. Now, my personal views on this is, yes, I do believe both of these companies will want to remain on the New York Stock Exchange, because why would you not? It's the biggest exchange in the world. And of course, I think it would definitely make sense for these companies to be on there in the future. So I definitely think NIO and XPeng will be working to comply with these guidelines in the future and with these guidelines. And I think with that considered, it could potentially be a great time to grab these stocks at a discounted price. Now, obviously, when it comes to this, it's definitely one of the more risky things, as it's still hard to say whether these stocks would be allowed in, even if they did meet the requirements, as obviously booting out of Chinese stocks means that they are not really wanted there. So obviously, it would be very hard to convince the United States to get their stocks on this market. But I think if they can do that, if they can get these stocks on the market, it could potentially be a great time to purchase these stocks. Now, my personal view to this one is I actually do hold some shares of NIO. I don't actually hold any of XPeng, but you know what? I'm just holding it for the time being. I think I'm going to hold it for at least a year and see where we end up now. Now, don't get me wrong, it's only a small position, so I'm not too worried about if I was to take a loss on that one anyway. That's just my personal view. But I think, you know, you've got to kind of tread with caution and definitely see this one for what it is. And what it is regardless of whether it's a good company or not, we've got to factor in that risk of the potential delisting. So of course, if you guys think that they are going to get delisted, maybe not buy them or even short them potentially for a while. And if you guys think that they are not going to get delisted, you could be asking yourself, is it a great time to grab these at a bargain? Anyway, I thought I'd just come in and give you guys my opinion on these companies, how they've been moving and all that kind of good stuff. So if that was a good video, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.